Hello guys, welcome back once again to the world of English exams. In this video, we are going to cover how to write the body paragraphs and the conclusion paragraph for the essay type, discuss both views and give your opinion. So for all of you who are checking out this video, don't forget to also look at the first video pertaining to this essay type, that is the introduction paragraph. So I'll give the link in the description box. So first make it a point to check that video, and later this would be a very good continuation for the same essay question. So without any further delay, let's get started with today's video of how to write the body paragraphs and the conclusion for the essay question type, discuss both views and give your opinion. I hope by now you understood that this essay type asks us to discuss two different opinions, as well as we have to state what our opinion is clearly. So we have to establish which side are we supporting, or whether we are having a balanced opinion or whether we are having a neutral opinion. So we have to establish that very clearly in both the introduction paragraph as well as in the conclusion. So let's get started. So these are the various types of essays that you can see in the Ielts writing test. The first one says discuss both views. The next one, discuss both views and give your opinion. That's what we are going to cover. And the third one, do you agree or disagree? To what extent do you agree or disagree? Advantages and disadvantages, problems and solutions, causes and effects, two-way question, which is also called the double question, followed by the last essay type, that is, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. So all these are the various types of essays, one of which would be seen in your main exam. So without any further delay, let's understand what is a common structure to write an essay, followed by taking a specific question from the Cambridge past papers. And as I told you, we already have uploaded the video that shares with you a perfect structure for the introduction, and this is the second part of the video. Okay, now let's check out the structure. So this is how your essay should look. So basically, any essay would contain three parts to it. The first one is known as introduction, wherein you write three statements, followed by body paragraphs, the number of which can vary from 2 to 3. So in certain essay types, you would be writing 3 body paragraphs if at all the question demands. Then in other cases, you will be writing 2 body paragraphs. So the 2 body paragraphs may follow the same idea or may have a contrasting idea. So it all depends on the question prompt. And there would essentially be 4 sentences in the body paragraph. Do not worry, I am going to explain the way in which the body paragraph can be written for this essay type. Followed by the body paragraphs is the conclusion paragraph that would contain 1 or 2 statements only. The first statement in the conclusion is called the conclusive statement or the ending statement, followed by an optional sentence that is known as a prediction or suggestion statement. So this is how your essay should look. Make sure that you follow this template, and let me tell you, this template or this structure applies beautifully to any given essay question. So you need not worry. Rest assured that if at all you're following this structure, it means that you have a clarity about what you're writing, and you know how to structure your essay in a very good manner that can get you to a score of 7 or higher in the writing module. So now let's continue to understand how to write the body paragraphs. So yes, as you can see, the structure clearly shows that the body paragraph, any body paragraph should be organized into 4 basic sentences. The first one is known as the topic sentence, which is highlighted in the red background here, followed by the second statement that is known as the supporting statement or the supporting evidence. Followed by this is the third statement that we call it as a fake survey. Instead of writing a fake survey or a false survey or a research, you can include your own experiences as well. Then the last statement in the body paragraph is known as an internal conclusion. Mind you, this is not called the final conclusion, but each and every body paragraph must have a definitive start and an end. Don't you think so? So for that reason, we are just trying to wind up the idea by writing the last sentence, which is known as an internal conclusion. So this is how the body paragraph should look. A quick recap. The first sentence is known as a topic sentence that introduces the idea, whatever you want to represent in the body paragraph, followed by which you have to give the justification in the form of a supporting statement, followed by a research that further exemplifies and justifies the situation, followed by an internal conclusion. Though it is optional, it is highly advised that all the students should try and include an internal conclusion for each and every body paragraph. So now let's understand some of the essential points to remember, after which we are going to look at the example question. So the first point to remember is that you have to start the body paragraph with a linker, which is also called a discourse marker. So I'm going to show you certain examples of discourse markers or linkers, and how these linkers would beautifully explain the idea of the body paragraph. Now the second point is to organize your ideas logically. So not just brainstorming and getting the ideas, guys, but those ideas must be sequenced in a logical manner so that each and every sentence connects with the earlier one and the next sentence as well. So there should be a relativity or a connection among the sentences. So then, as I told you, you need to follow the 4-sentence structure. And the next point, the survey, the fake survey, as I already told you, as the name suggests, it need not be a realistic one. You can as well make up a survey there and then, just to make sure that it is relevant to the topic and the idea that you are presenting in the body paragraph. And it need not be a realistic one. And the second paragraph in the body should either continue the idea from the first paragraph or contradict it. So depending on the essay type and depending on the question, you may have to continue the same idea, or you may have to write a totally different point of view. So it all depends on the question, but just make sure that it is a logical sequence. Then, as I told you, you need to use appropriate linking words to frame a good body paragraph. Then finally, remember that the idea for the body paragraphs must coincide with that stated in the thesis statement. For instance, if at all you frame the idea that you are going to agree to a particular point of view in the thesis statement, remember that even the body paragraphs also, you need to exemplify and elucidate why you are agreeing. So in the thesis statement, if you have mentioned that you are going to agree, then the body paragraphs also must agree to that view. Okay, so you can't contradict it, else you would be losing marks for what is called cohesion, because there is no connectivity, there is no relativity. So I hope these points would help us in writing a wonderful body paragraph always. So without any further delay, let's look into the question prompt that we have chosen to discuss both views and give our opinion. So let's get started with that. So as you can see, this is the question prompt. The question prompt reads as: some people think that parents should teach children how to be good members of the society. Others, however, believe that school is the place to learn this. So these are the two contrasting views, that parents can be good mentors and they can teach the children how to behave well in the society, and others have another opinion that teachers are the right people who can nurture a child. So these are the two different viewpoints. So what are we supposed to do here? Discuss both these views and give your own opinion, which means not just discussing both the points of view supporting parents as well as teachers, but we also need to show our opinion clearly. So in the previous video, I have given you a good structure that contains 3 sentences, and this is how our introduction looked. Don't worry, I am giving the link in the description box so that you can check it out. So let me just recapitulate the introduction that we have written for this. It is commonly believed that the societal behavior of the young ones is greatly dependent on the guidance of the parents. Although this view is favored by some, others have a strong counter argument that educational institutions are the best places where students can learn virtuous behavior. In my perspective, both both the parents as well as the mentors at school play equally significant roles in nurturing a child. This essay will delve into both these aspects with relevant examples in support of my view. This is how an introduction should look. So it is giving the basic idea. I am paraphrasing the statement. Then I am giving my perspective or my opinion, and I am also going to tell the reader what exactly am I going to do in the body paragraphs. So this is how a perfect introduction would look. So do check that out, that previous video as well on our channel, that is World of English Exams. Now let's see how to structure the body paragraph. So this is the body paragraph. Let's just go back to the introduction and check what is the view that I have presented. So what is my view? I have shown clearly that in my perspective, both parents as well as mentors play equally significant roles. So I need to give a proper justification how parents can be good mentors as well as how teachers can shape a child's character. So now the first paragraph is talking about the fact that parents can mentor their children very well. So now the first sentence in the body paragraph is known as a topic sentence. So how am I starting it with? I am starting it with the phrase called to commence with. So this is a linker that shows a connection in between our introduction and the first body paragraph. So to commence with, it is a globally accepted fact that parents play a paramount role in shaping the child's character. So I have established that yes, parents have a very significant role in shaping the child's character. So now the reader has a good idea about what I am going to talk in this paragraph. That I am establishing the fact that yes, this paragraph is going to talk about the role of parents. Now when I have established that something is a fact, I should also give the proper supporting evidence. So now that is sentence 2, the supporting idea for this. Parents are the first teachers and their role in inculcating good manners and qualities like empathy and morality cannot be replaced. So now I am giving a strong supporting idea that yes, parents are the first teachers for every child, and of course their importance or their prominence in inculcating good behavior and qualities such as empathy and morality, it cannot be replaced by anybody else. So I am just extending the same idea. The children imbibe all these admirable characteristics from their parents and guardians. So both the parents as well as the guardians would have to play a role in shaping the child's character. So that's what takes us back to the first statement, that is the topic sentence. So whatever I have written in the topic sentence, the same thing I have elaborated with sufficient evidence in favor of my point. Now, to make my argument stronger, I am going to give an example, and as I told you, this example can be the form of a fake survey or a research. So now, what is the research that I have written here? To exemplify, that means in order to cite an example. So for instance, what am I showing here? Research shows that nearly 70% of juvenile delinquents. So juvenile delinquents are the criminals who are children. I mean the children who commit crimes are called juvenile delinquents. So 70% of the juvenile delinquents stated that the lack of social and moral guidance by the parents was the prime reason or the very important reason why they committed the crimes. So now this is a perfect example, because I am taking the example of those children who are committing crimes, and I have given a research survey that nearly 70% of them agreed that the main reason behind them committing these crimes at a very young and tender age is that the parents did not guide them properly. So which means that I am establishing the fact that the behavioral pattern of a child is dependent on the parent. Now, so as you can see, each and every sentence is so very well connected with the above one, the earlier one. So now how do I write the internal conclusion? So let me tell you that the internal conclusion statement should match what I have given in the topic sentence. So it must be a cyclical structure. So how do I write the internal conclusion? So I started with a linker, that is therefore. So instead of therefore, I can also use hence, maybe thus or so, whatever it is. So here I have taken therefore. Therefore, the onus or the responsibility of edifying the children or educating the children about good manners is on the parents. So parents should shoulder the responsibility of teaching moral values to the children. So now the entire paragraph, if you can see, is focusing on the role of parents. I have never talked about teachers. So that's how it must be. So now let's quickly read the whole of the body paragraph. Number 1. To commence with, it is a globally accepted fact that parents play a paramount role in shaping the child's character. Parents are the first teachers, and their role in inculcating good manners and qualities like empathy and morality cannot be replaced. The children imbibe all these admirable characteristics from their parents and guardians. To exemplify, research shows that nearly 70% of the juvenile delinquents stated that the lack of social and moral guidance by the parents was the prime reason why they committed the crimes. Therefore, the onus of edifying the children about good manners is on the parents. So now this sums up the idea. Now let's go back to the thesis statement and see what our second idea is. So I have given that in my perspective, or in my opinion, both the parents as well as the mentors at school play equally significant roles. Now the role of parents is clearly established in the first body paragraph. Now let's see how I have written about the role of teachers at school in maybe nurturing the nature of a child. So now how do I introduce it? Again, the first sentence is known as the topic sentence, introduces the main idea of this paragraph. So now let's see. On the other hand, now this is a 4-word collocation. It shows that I'm now going to project a totally contrasting idea that not just the parents but the teachers also have to play a vital role. So to indicate that, I may also use the linking word however. But here I have used it as on the other hand. So on the other hand, considering the current scenario where both the parents are working, teachers also play an indispensable role in the process of shaping the character of the pupils. So when it comes to school, I have to use words like pupils, students and all that. Okay, so that's the reason I have introduced the concept that taking the current situation, of late we can see that all the parents, nearly all of them are employed. So they do not get time, sufficient amount of time to spend with their children and teach them the moral values. So who is taking up that responsibility? Yes, so the teachers are taking up the role. Now that is my topic sentence, and then the reader is getting a clear idea that in this paragraph I am going to show the importance of teachers in this process. Now let's read the supporting statement for the same. To elucidate, children learn the importance of moral values like honesty, forgiveness and compassion towards those less fortunate than themselves at school. So I have given certain moral values that the children are going to learn at school. So like honesty, forgiveness and compassion or love, affection towards those people who are less fortunate, those who are not as lucky as they are. So they learn all these moral values at school, because there is a good peer to peer interaction, and under the guidance of mentors, definitely a child is going to improve a lot in the morals and the moral values, whatever he or she is going to learn. Now again, I'm going to state an example in support of this point. Such children do not succumb easily to peer pressure and are less likely to develop bad habits growing up. So I'm telling that yes, definitely there is an argument that if children are in the company of bad friends, then definitely that is going to show a negative effect. But teachers are playing a role in making a student not to succumb to such bad influence. Then these qualities would prepare them for their future roles in the society. So I'm also giving a clear cut note that such children would grow up to be better individuals in the society, and they're going to play a very important role in the society when they grow up into adults. Finally, the internal conclusion would look something like this. Hence, teachers play a paramount role in nurturing the character of a student through moral life lessons. So, not only do the teachers teach the academic subjects, but they'll also inculcate certain moral values into a child's mind. So, this is how the body paragraph 2 is. By now, I hope you understood how to structure a body paragraph. It is simple: topic sentence, supporting statement, an example and an internal conclusion. So now let's see how the body paragraph 2 looks. On the other hand, considering the current scenario where both the parents are working, teachers also play an indispensable role in the process of shaping the character of the pupils. To elucidate, children learn the importance of moral values like honesty, forgiveness and compassion towards those less fortunate than themselves at school. Such children do not succumb easily to peer pressure and are less likely to develop bad habits growing up. These qualities would prepare them for their future roles in the society. Hence, teachers play a paramount role in nurturing the character of a student through moral life lessons. So now, having written 2 body paragraphs, it is time to move on and write the conclusion and frame a very good conclusion for this. So, and before I proceed to the conclusion, let me tell you that the conclusion should match the meaning of exactly whatever we have tried to convey through the introduction. We are not supposed to be including any new ideas other than this in the conclusion. So make sure that the conclusion is short, and yes, of course, it is very strong, and it would reiterate the point that we have mentioned in the introduction and in the body paragraph. So a sample introduction, a sample conclusion for this essay would be: in conclusion, I strongly opine that the virtuousness of a child would be an amalgamation of the moral values learned from both the parents and the teachers, whose roles are equivalently significant. So again, as you can see, the conclusion exactly matches with that I am agreeing that the virtuousness or the good behavior of a child is an amalgamation or a mixture, a blend of those moral values that are inculcated by both parents as well as teachers, and yes, and their roles are equally important or equivalently significant. So this is how you write the conclusion. You can also write a prediction or a suggestion statement if you wish to, but it is better to skip that for this essay prompt. Now this is how the entire essay would look like. I just want to read the whole essay to make you understand that this is how the essay should look. Now, first paragraph is the introduction. It is commonly believed that the societal behavior of the young ones is greatly dependent on the guidance of the parents. Although this view is favored by some, others have a strong counter argument that educational institutions are the best places where students can learn virtuous behavior. In my perspective, both the parents as well as the mentors at school play equally significant roles in nurturing a child. This essay will delve into both these aspects with relevant examples in support of my view. Now, moving on to the body paragraphs to commence with. It is a globally accepted fact that parents play a paramount role in shaping the child's character. Parents are the first teachers, and their role in inculcating good manners and qualities like empathy and morality cannot be replaced. The children imbibe all these admirable characteristics from their parents and guardians. To exemplify, research shows that nearly 70% of juvenile delinquents stated that the lack of social and moral guidance by the parents was the prime reason why they committed the crimes. Therefore, the onus of edifying the children about good manners is on the parents. On the other hand, considering the current scenario where both the parents are working, teachers also play an indispensable role in the process of shaping the character of the pupils. To elucidate, children learn the importance of moral values like honesty, forgiveness, and compassion towards those less fortunate than themselves at school. Such children do not succumb easily to peer pressure and are less likely to develop bad habits growing up. These qualities would prepare them for their future roles in the society. Hence, teachers play a paramount role in nurturing the character of a student through moral life lessons. Finally, the conclusion is, in conclusion, I strongly opine that the virtuousness of a child would be an amalgamation of the moral values learned from both the parents and the teachers, whose roles are equivalently significant. So this sums up the idea in total with relevant points and the complete explanation of the question type. Discuss both views and give your opinion. I hope you all like this lesson. If at all you found this useful, do give it a big thumbs up, like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel worldoфenglishexams.com, and do comment and let me know how you like this video. And if you have any further doubts in this essay type, please do not hesitate. Feel free to write to me in the comment section, and I'll get back to you with the clarification on that. And also do make it a point to practice this structure so that it may help you immensely in your Ielts writing test. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the love and support that you have been showering on our channel World of English Exams. Please continue to do so. Your motivation keeps us going, and we are here to provide you with all the excellent material and the latest updates pertaining to the Ielts exam. Till I see you with the next video, happy preparation guys, and you have a wonderful time preparing for the Ielts test. Thank you.